episode 2 of the Four Quarter Mentality Podcast. Tonight we have University of Houston true freshman tight end, Traville Frederick Jr. on the show.
Yo, what's up, y'all? Hey, go cool.
Yes,
This
sir.
Saturday, TDC finna be rocking, man, bro. Y'all gotta come out and see a game, bro. It's gonna be lit this season.
Yes, sir. Let everyone know what city and state you're from.
I'm from Jeanerette, Louisiana. You know, small town, but big things come out of it, man. It's just,
Yes,
hey,
sir.
you dream it, you take care of it, bro.
Yes, sir. Today started a holiday for everyone. High school football, college football. What you think about today and this weekend?
Man, it's an exciting weekend, bro. Like the whole weekend, starting 2 days, is the exciting weekend. All me. It's just you see so many things throughout the seasons, you know, and it's one thing watching it, but being able to be a part of it is the biggest part. Like it's real exciting. It's real exciting to be able to be a part of college football.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's start off with, how did you get the nickname Turtle?
Okay, so look, mom's, you know, this how mom put the story. Okay,
Yeah.
she okay early on into the pregnancy, she went in for an ultrasound, and you know the doctors told her that my embryo looked like a turtle. So I don't know why she stuck with it, but she stuck with it. And yeah, that name I lived up to it too. But that name came from the woodworks out of nowhere. Ultrasound.
Ultrasound.
Yeah.
Man, that's great. Your very first football experience was in flag at 6 years old with the Bills, and then at 7 years old playing for Coach Willie with the Broncos, tackle football in New Iberia, Louisiana. Y'all played in the Vermilion Parish Football League. Talk about that experience.
Man, it groomed me in a way. Um, okay, not gonna lie, I was a baseball player at that time. To be honest, I was a baseball player, and it it came out of nowhere. Football came out of nowhere for real. You guys, mom, you guys, Coach Willie, you guys, everybody who coached me, who was around me. I used to quit every weekend. My dad was on nights. I used to quit football every weekend. My dad was on nights, and yeah, I wanted baseball, baseball, baseball. But at the same time, when my dad pushed me to play, you know, playing for that program, it groomed a lot of stars coming up.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Got that start, and that's what it's all about. How was it growing up in Jeanerette, Louisiana, a town that roughly has a population of 4,500 people?
Jeanerette, it's like I said, it's a real small town. There's not much to do. Um, the best thing you could do is get out of it. Honestly, the best thing you could do is get out of it. You don't want to stay nowhere where it just you don't have any progress. You know, being able to have the opportunities I had and going from state to state all around the country, seeing these different perspectives of life, knowing what I could get out of it. Why would I want to stay somewhere that doesn't have anything in store for me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And what role did your parents play in shaping your path for football?
The biggest, man, just life and sports. You know, at one point, at one point, I was one of those kids where you know I just thought it all would just come naturally because of talent, and you know, just one of those not taking it serious, not seeing a real future. And mom and dad always pushed me, you know, getting on my behind, you know, just being hard. And they had to do that. Even though they might not have liked it or I might not have liked it, they did what they had to do. And they grew me into the man I dreamed of being. And I'm still not a complete man yet. But as a child, I dreamed of being like my father. I dreamed of having, you know, a personality like my mom. And that's who I was raised to be. Respectful, do things the right way. Don't take anything for granted.
Gotcha. And how them being hard, them being tough on you, like, how did that get you to where you're at right now?
It gave me a motivation. It gave me that fire up under my behind to make me, tap into a mode I never knew I had. And that's one thing about parents. They could push you to a limit you never knew you had. It's different than other, random people, or just a coach, for example. Some coaches can't put a fire up under a kid's behind like their parents can. And that's one thing I say my father had.
Yes, sir. So, Jeanerette, you're from Jeanerette, Louisiana. You go to middle school at Bell Place. Tell me, how did that come about?
Just looking for better opportunities. At that time, Jeanerette wasn't in the best state. Mom and dad agreed on letting me go to Bell Place. I went there for seventh grade year, got to know Coach Frank and the rest of the staff. That's why I met Cullen, Harvey. Who else? It was a couple of players I went to. Andre, he goes to Westgate. It was a couple of players that are doing well now that I've met over there, and I would have never met them if it wasn't for that decision. Made great friends with them, but it really came about because Jeanerette wasn't in the best state. It wasn't the best opportunity for me to make worth of myself.
Yes, sir. So, growing up, Anderson Middle was always the powerhouse in basketball and football. And I seen Coach Frank and Coach Davis turn the corner with that program, and they run it just like a high school program. Talk about Coach Frank and Coach Davis.
One thing about them, they detailed. That's why we won a lot at Bell Place. It's very detailed. You're gonna do things the right way, and you're gonna do it hard. No hissy fits. You get mad, hey, you got a lap, man. You gotta go. You feel me? Because we don't need that around the team. We play as a team.
So my early experiences with you was in the seventh grade at Bell Place. I remember Turtle with the glasses.
Turtle with the
Who-
guy, no, the goggles.
No control, goggles,
Yeah,
no control of his body. And I remember your daddy was on you hard. He was pushing you hard, and I never seen you flinch. Never seen you flinch. I would see you go out there and work hard and just grind, 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 grind. And sometimes I even thought like this to myself, like, he riding him hard, riding him tough. But I
a
see
lot of
that
people,
molded you into a great young man.
a lot of people see it from the outside, and um, but the relationship me and my dad have, it's a deep love, and nothing could come between it. We have our arguments, we have our rough times, man. But that's my father, and as much as he is a father to me, I never had a big brother, so he embraced being my father slash big brother, and that's one thing I appreciate because I never had that person. I'm the oldest, so I got two little sisters I got looking up to me. Um, I just want to set an example, and my dad set that example for me. Um, he really did. He went out of his way multiple times, to show me the right way.
Yes, sir. And how was the success at Bell Place? How many games did y'all win? Did y'all win parish? How was that experience?
We went undefeated. We won it all. Um, that year, and then the next year I think they lost. That was our three-peat year. Whenever I was there, seventh grade year, that was our three-peat year. Um, it was exciting. I played against Jeanerette. I played
Okay.
against Jeanerette
So
on a
fast forward, you go home. Go, fast forward, you go back home to Jeanerette. How did that come about?
Uh, Coach CC Paul, man. He came back home. He was at Franklin for some years. He came back home, bro. You know, dad played for him. Dad wanted me to experience, being under his leadership. One of the best things that ever happened. I went back in eighth grade. I got hurt in a varsity scrimmage. I was, working my way in as a young buck, and I got hurt, lacerated my kidney, grateful laceration. That was that was a setback to remember, but I don't think it was my hardest setback.
And at that time, did you know like football is something that I want to do at that time?
That thought actually came while I was on injury reserve, if you want to call it that. It's like it wasn't the injury that did it to me. It was just it put a it put a spark of violence in me. I never thought I had, and I just stuck with that ever since. Um, just being able to bang around, you know, take my frustration out, the frustration that I have throughout the week on Fridays, man, you could take that out and it's legal.
Yes, sir. Legal violence on the football field. Let's talk about a controversial subject. Um, 7-on-7, 7-on-7, and training. Experiences a lot of high school coaches. Some of them, well, now they're starting to get with it. But talk about 7-on-7, what it done for you, your experience with 7-on-7, and how it can help other student athletes that's coming up that can take the path that you take.
7-on-7 really put things into perspective for me. You know, playing under you, we went a lot of places, and you brought me along on a journey to see, what top talent look like, the work it take to get there. You know, we trained hours and hours and hours and hours and hours. Like that's just what we did. Cause once I seen where it could bring you, what it took to do it, I had a set mindset. I'm gonna do this, and that's what I appreciate. You seen things in me I ain't seen in myself. You push me to bring the best out of myself. Honestly, between you, Coach Steve, my father, my mother, y'all made me bring the best out of myself. And once I seen what I could do, it was like, man, it's time to polish this up. It's time to go crazy. It's time to be elite.
Yeah, you're a true definition of what development could actually do, and working hard. Never seen you flinch, never seen you talk back. Did everything that we asked you, and I coached you hard. I expected you to make those plays because I believe in you. You put the work in, and you just kept on grinding. Let's get into the recruiting process. When you got to high school, when did you know that I want to go to college and play college football?
After those visits during the summer, 7-on-7, uh, going on my first visits, it wasn't anything about me being a recruit there to see. It was just you bringing me along, seeing what I could have down the road, just telling showing me what life could bring. Don't be stuck up in one place. Get out.
Yeah, it's good to see. It's oftentimes like for me, I couldn't go on no vacations or anything like that. So when I got older playing ball and stuff, that's how I was able to travel and see different things. Then you get to see it for yourself, actually getting on campus. And then also when you go into camps and stuff, you get to get coached up by the staffs and know if it's a great fit. So how did your freshman and sophomore year go at Jeanerette Senior High School?
Freshman year started off kind of slow. I still had a little scariness to me, just normal freshman jitters. I made a couple plays. Um, Sophomore year started to turn it up. Started to turn it up. I I came out real well, you know, under Coach Zev, Simon, Coach Steve, under the staff at Jeanerette, Coach C. Paul. I played almost every phase in high school, and all of that helped me with different things. They encouraged us to play multiple sports. I played basketball sophomore year, freshman, sophomore, junior year. No. I didn't play freshman year. I played sophomore and junior year. Um, I played basketball. That helped with my footwork a lot. Uh, but besides training footwork, hitting ladders and stuff, basketball helped me with blocking. Coach Deb, man, the best person to learn how to block from, man. Cock punch and extend, bro. You can't forget it. Uh, Coach Steve, you know, skill development, man. Y'all two very close. You know, y'all got similar teaching styles, and it it's great to have that in both places. Um, but so freshman sophomore year was kind of slow. Uh, Turned up a little bit sophomore, but junior year is where we established who we were.
Yes, sir. So talk about the toughness that Coach Dale Simon was the head coach when I was in high school, and those teams were some tough teams. We're in the district together, battling back then. But talk about the toughness that he brings to a program, and he's one of the goats.
Man, I can't say enough about him, bro. Like, even in the weight room, violence. You know, on the field, violence, and it's not the violence where just being ignorant. Nah, man, you control violence.
Yes, sir.
Control. That's all. He preached it. He preached it. Off the field, you could be a gentle giant, bro. But when it's time to hit somebody or do your job, man, do it with violence.
So fast forward, April 21st, 2022. Current defensive coordinator of Texas State and one of the up and coming top recruiters in defensive mind, Coach Dexter.
Gave me my first
While he was in Corny Word.
incarnate word. Gave me
How
my
did you
first
feel about that?
offer.
How did you feel about that? How was that
Man,
phone call?
that phone call brought chills through my body. Like, you know, getting that first opportunity is different because there's so much appreciation within it. It's like he believed in my ability to be able to play college football. He offered me a scholarship to play at Incarnate Word, and that was my first scholarship. It was I walked in the house. I said, Mom, Dad, guess what? He offered me, man. I'm yelling, man, and tears came out my eyes that day, bro, because it was it was a lot of hard work went into it, and just I appreciated it so much. Even if it was the only thing I had, I wasn't gonna stop working.
Yes, sir. How did your parents react to it? How did your little sisters react to it?
They was they was more hyped. They was more hyped than me. Like I was between hype and just shocked. Like I really just got an opportunity to play college football. You know, can't mess this up. You know, I immediately go into a mode where it's time, grind time. It ain't nothing less.
So you did the opposite. It either can do two things. It can make you feel big headed, and then the work becomes less. Because I've seen that happen before. Or to turn on that switch, like, nah, I'm the dude that people gonna be going at. So I gotta have that chip on my shoulder. I gotta be tight on everything. I gotta have my stuff together. So January 19th, 2023. That was the next time after April 21st, 2022. You got your second offer from Troy. That was a big gap. Did anything
Yeah.
set up? Did anything like set in, or you wasn't concerned about being not necessarily not concerned about being recruited, or were you like nervous or anything?
Uh, it was still early on in my going into my junior year. So in some way I was concerned because given your junior year of high school is one of the most important years in the football world. Um, man, it was some concern and some concern. It was some concern and I didn't have a concern at the same time because it was, we still got junior year to put film up.
Yes, sir.
And for that coming before the season, it gave me a spark. It for sure gave me a spark because now I gotta be held up to that standard.
So it's January 28th, right before the seniors' last signing day. But it's January 28th. The first school in Louisiana decided to pull the trigger.
Tulane.
Tulane Green Wave. Now we all know the success that Tulane has been having under Coach Fritz, and it's going to continue going on. Talk about being offered by Tulane in state in New Orleans.
That was just, man. The thing about it is I got offered at the school at Tulane. I went watch, you know, and I'm not gonna lie. It felt like home for my first two visits. I committed quick. Uh, like maybe on my second or third visit, I told coach, man, this it's no doubt I want to be here. Um,
March
that
4th
would
to be exact.
yeah,
March 4th. March 4th to be exact. You committed to Tulane.
man, that was one of the best days of my life because I just had a gut feeling, this is where I want to be. I feel a comfortableness here. Um, Within the system, with the coaching staff, loved all the coaches, especially Coach Fritz, man. He interacts with everybody. That's what I love about him, man. He's not gonna hold back. He gonna tell you the cold hearted truth too. He's gonna tell you the cold hearted truth. And I appreciated that. And not only the offer, just the ability to be able to commit myself to that school.
Gotcha. Fast forward. Spring evaluation period. You committed to Tulane. As we stated on March the 4th. Here comes April 10th. Here comes April 10th. The big dog showing up.
Uh,
Power 5 at the time. Bama. I remember you in the gray Bama t-shirt. Talk about going to Bama when you was young at a camp, and then the experience, how that felt. How did that feel when you got offered by Big Bad Bama?
Man, going to Bama as a baby, young buck, man. I I didn't I didn't really understand what the SEC was like until I got in the environment. And you don't really understand that until you get in the environment. Like Power Five football is a different level. Now Power Four, but man, it was when that came around. And Nick Saban is my mom's favorite coach. That's mama's favorite coach. I got a lot of Alabama fans in my family, but just that opportunity to be recognized by Nick Saban and that staff, it was something I'll never forget. Um, for real, I had a realization of what the hell is going on, bro? Like fireworks going off in my head. Like, man, what is going on? What did I do right? That was my question. Big things
Explain,
come like that.
explain to us that experience with Coach Saban. How did it happen? Where was it? Did it happen in his office? How did it come? How did it come about?
It was at spring practice. I came down. Okay, we went down there. I think it was that Friday. We went down there. Then I came back up Saturday. We went, and then the next week, me and mom went. Me, mom, my nanny, and my auntie. We went, and I watched spring practice. Had a great time, and then practice ends, and I finally get to talk to Coach Saban. I'm around the tight ends the whole time, watching what they do. I finally get to talk to Coach Saban, and man, when he told me that I had an offer from Alabama, I couldn't say nothing because it was like, brother, Nick Saban just offered me. Did Nick Saban just offered me? Like, that's the experience you don't. That's the experience you gonna remember for the rest of your life, man. Um, and again, the question came to my head: what did I do right? You always gonna have, you always gonna have your question when big things come around. And the biggest question was, what did I do right? You know, what do I need to continue doing? Cause this is big.
Florida comes around. The end of April. Florida comes around.
C.
Beginning of
Ray,
May, beginning of May, Texas A&M, then Georgia Tech, and then May 17th, Mississippi State. Coach Napier at Louisiana at UL Lafayette did an amazing job, like recruiting guys that some people thought that shouldn't have been at UL. UL's a great program, but because he's big on culture and great recruiter, it was an amazing job that he did during that time while at UL Lafayette, and that helped him get that opportunity to be an SEC head coach at Florida. Talk about how you felt when you got that Florida Gators offer, because I know that's your dad's favorite team.
yeah, bro. That is a blue and orange fanatic, bro. But man, Coach C. Ray, Corey Raymond, you at LSU now. You back at LSU, you back home. But man, Coach C. Ray came to the school. It was not too long after I got Bama. The next week he came down. We chopped it up, and man, when he popped that on when he popped that on me that I had an offer from Florida, and I went in my head. I said Alabama, Florida.
Florida Gators.
Like I was like, oh my God, what? Like I really didn't know what was going on. It was a dream. I was living in a dream.
Yeah.
I was living in a dream, man. And then at that point, I was like, man, just keep doing what I'm doing. It ain't no more question about what I'm doing right. Just keep doing what I'm doing, keep working.
So at that time, you're going crazy. You're getting offers now. How did that change? Did you start seeing like more people like started coming around and flocking towards you?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I was able to. So I had A&M, Florida, Mississippi State, Alabama. Um, oh, and I actually took a visit to Oregon. That was the experience of a lifetime because Oregon is a dream school. That's a school where every little boy dreams of being one day. Um, man, it was that was the experience to remember. Eugene is a special place for sure. But at that time, it was with all of them flocking towards me, I was still committed to Coach Fritz. Like I was 100% with Coach Fritz still. Sometimes, when things like that come around, people have doubts in their mind, but there was still no doubt that I wanted to play for Coach Fritz, and I had an opportunity there, a big opportunity. I had an opportunity to touch the field.
And the other part I was referring to was like people, just people in general, like
Oh,
people like locally, people at school. Um, when you know how it is when once you start to bubble, you start
yeah. Oh,
start coming out the woodworks. How did you handle that?
I just continued to be myself. Just continued to be the turtle everybody knew. Not changing my ways. Just going with the flow, being me.
Yes, sir. So you know what I really respected. Normally, I hear kids say all the time, once they got offered by a kid, once they get offered by a school, I don't have to camp at that school. You went and camped at those schools. You went to
I
camp.
can't.
You went to camp. When
I
when
can't.
most kids think they don't have nothing to play for, when actually you do have something to play for.
Oh,
You're a
we.
competitor. You're a competitor. You want to be the best. You got all these other dudes. I know you still had a chip on your shoulder because they had other tight ends
For sure.
in front of you.
I
Talk
wanted. I wanted that Uno, man. I strive to get Uno number one.
number one
Number
rated
one.
tight end. That's what you
Number one
want.
rated tight end. That's what I wanted. Unfortunately, it didn't work out that way, but still, like, I still got a chance to be the best tight end in college football.
Yes, sir. Also, now let's get into how does it feel being that cornerstone athlete at Jeanerette Senior High School underneath the current coaching staff that they have there.
Um, you know, most people would say, that it was a lot of weight on it would be a lot of weight on somebody's shoulders. It was more of just setting an example. You don't got to do everything yourself. Just set the example of what it means to be great. And then that once everybody fall in line, then at that point it's a team. It's a team. You gotta take that leadership role naturally. It's not something you should force. I don't think with the kids that were there, the way we built that program, it was incredible. People didn't think Jeanerette could be where they are today.
Like they're on the map. They're on the map right now. And
Facts.
you were one of the athletes that laid that foundation. I remember it was hard to even get guys to have you had to take the middle school kids in order to actually have a practice. Now all
Yeah.
those kids love football. They want to put in extra work. They're working on their own. And now you see they didn't turn the corner. They turned the
Yeah.
corner. So
Yeah.
next step is trying to get on that carpet in New Orleans. But let's talk about going into your senior year, how it played out, then then get into your thoughts after your last high school game.
It was more of maybe a day or two is like, damn, this really over. But then, you get back into that mindset. It's time to turn it up a notch. Hey, college right there, like it's time to turn it up another level. Cause ain't nobody relaxing. Nobody relaxing. Them days you taking off, somebody outworking you, and that's what I live by.
So what type of success you had your senior year, and how far did y'all go?
We was able to go. We was able to go to the third round of the playoffs for the second time in history. For the second, like, man, that was incredible. 10-3, 13 games, 10 wins. That was the year before we went 6-4, and it was making a turnaround. You know, we seen a lot of progress, but last year, my senior year, it was just incredible to see the limits we could go to, and that was a big stage because people haven't seen it in a while out of Jeanerette. They hadn't seen that in a while, and we was just tapped into another mode.
How did the players handle that? Being inexperienced, um, playing against some squads that been in the playoffs, and how did that play out?
For some it could be overwhelming. The year before, like I said, we went 6-4. We got the chance to play a first round home game. So after that year, the expectation was jitterbugs out. We go to the first round this year. It's we shouldn't have no nervousness, no butterflies. Hey, we going out there to kick ass. That was our motto.
Yes, sir. And fast forward, fast forward, December 8th, 2023. He got offered by the University of Houston. Get close to signing day. Then 8 days later, decommitting from Tulane and then committing to University of Houston. Talk about how that happened, what went into that. Let's talk about that process.
Man, Coach Fritz, the man with the plan. He made Tulane what it was, and I believe he's gonna do that here. Um, that was really the only thing going through my mind. Coach Fritz. I wanna play for Coach Fritz. And when he went to Houston, so we were going. Houston is power 5 at that time, and man, it was no question.
That's amazing. Yeah, he has the most upright uh, work ethic and character. He's a great man, and he he raised some great young men. Wes is one of the top up and coming like personnel guys. Like he does his thing, man. And
That's my
they didn't
dog, bro, Coach
they
West.
didn't got into the they didn't got into the boot heavy. They didn't got into the boot heavy.
hmm No, he did. No, he did.
So I want to ask you, how do you stay mentally and emotionally resilient during times of personal or professional criticism?
I think of my grandmother. Uh, Years back, freshman year. Um, Found my grandmother dead. Yeah, that was like I said. Bell Place. That wasn't my hardest setback. I struggled with the death of my grandma for a good while. I suffered in silence. That was the worst thing I could have did. Um, but then I learned how to be mentally strong. Think about what she would want me to do. She wouldn't want me to fade away or not step up when I need to step up.
Gotcha. So you are getting an opportunity to play as a freshman. You truly didn't have a learning curve going into because um, Coach Steve like prepared you. You were able to get on the board and drop your favorite concepts. Talk about how important that is, and that's something that I would say a lot of young student athletes are lacking when it comes. Can you get on that board and draw stuff up while you're in high school? That's something that guys don't. They go out there, put them cones. They get out there. We want to post, but talk about what that played, how that played a part in where you're at right now.
It shows them you know how to read a defense. You know the purpose behind a concept, behind a play, behind your assignment. Um, I'm trying to remember which play it was. It might have been drive we had. I drew up. Um, you got a dig. You got a shallow cross. You got routes that pull people to open up voids in the defense. And if I could draw, let me see. Let me see if I remember this.
Coach Steve first showed me that driving. You put that mic in the bind.
Oh
That,
yeah,
that guy expands, he spray release and run that dig, and then when you see that shallow cross coming over, he hit that dig right behind him, and
let
then
me
we'll
see if
put
I
smash on the backside.
let me see if I could draw this up. Mm, mm.
Student of the game, student
Smash,
athlete.
smash drive. We'll be in a we'll be in an empty bunch set. Okay, we'll be in an empty bunch set. You got smash. Okay, I believe this is.
Yes, sir.
I'm about to drive the D.
Yes, sir. And while you drawing that up, how do you balance the demand of college football with your personal life? Something that something that uh, young student athletes need to know prior to going to college.
Take care of the important things first. Make sure everything that needs to be done is done, and everything you want to do comes after. Let me see. Here we go.
That's a great approach.
Okay, this is for defenses with three three linebackers. So you got this corner over here. This is a high low. If they playing two, he's gonna take this corner. Guess what? The drive will go take that. This is the window that's gonna be open. You got the mic, he's key in the back. So the back here would be H. So he's trying to run out here. And I got a Sam, but it would most likely be a nickel. He would be out here or more, more up on the line. And then he got the other corner backside. He got flat responsibility. It's cover two, Cloud.
Yes, sir.
This guy's on outside the hash over here. And this arc dig right here. This is setting this mic back up right here. That's what's gonna set him up. If he bumps here with this drive also with the wheel, this the window that's open. You go rip it through. If he stays and his wheel backer goes out, this the window that's gonna be open. If this free safety stays towards the middle of the field, corner wide open. If the Will and Mike drop off on this running back here, you check down. If the corner goes high, check down. It's a lot of different things that can go into it.
Yeah.
You really just setting people up for failure, honestly.
How do you stay humble and grounded with the fame and success that comes with being a Power 4 athlete?
Just know I'm not the best. I'm not gonna say no, I'm not the best, because in my mind, yes, I'm the best. But realize you can't get outworked. Like, it's a lot that goes into it as a college athlete. It's a lot of development. Some people's development comes quicker than others. But just know somebody's trying to outgrind you at all times. And I'm never gonna say I'm better or he's not this. Because at the end of the day, everybody puts in the work they need to get there. And I just believe in helping the next man, but also stand on your grind.
Tell everyone where they can find you Saturday.
Saturday, y'all can find me in TDCU, 6:05 p.m. Turned up. Man, we play the UNLV Running Rebels, man. It's about to get wicked, bro. For real.
If they want to keep up with you, if the viewers want to keep up with you on social media, how can they keep up with you?
Y'all can follow my Instagram at t.fred7. My Facebook, Traville Frederick Jr., and that would be it.
Number you gonna wear this season?
85 is on the signature. If y'all want it, y'all can get it.
85. Before we let you go, got a couple of questions I want to ask you. Any advice for up and coming student athletes?
I got a lot. I got a lot of advice, man. Just don't come in thinking it's sweet. You know, coaches gonna butter you up, man, on them recruiting visits and just visits in general. They gonna butter you up, bro. Like, when you real deal in here, when you on the field, you make mistakes, they gonna rip your they gonna get on you. And that's with that, don't take it personally at all. Man, I love my coaches to death, bro. Like, and they get on my ass. Whenever I mess up, they get on my ass. But I never take criticism personally because I know I always got somewhere to improve. Um, Another thing I gotta tell y'all, play hard, be physical. Physicality is so important in football, man. It's the most physical sport in the world. Like, just bring a sense of physicality, set a tone for yourself. Do it for you.
Saturday night in the locker room, what song you listening to?
J. Breezy, no name dropping.
Haha.
Hey, bro, like, look, that's all you need. When you trying to get into that killer mode, you need killer song. That's it. I listen to straight killers before the game. Because it just put me in that mode, like I'm going out there to wreck something.
Man, I just wanted to tell you that, man, I truly appreciate the hard work you put in. You're a true underdog story. I love underdog stories. And see how you persevere. Never flinched. Never talked back. Always took it in. I'm going to get better. And just grind. Keep on grinding. You got to work. While you wait. You got to be patient at that time. Man, I truly appreciate you coming on the show, man. I love you and wishing you nothing but success this season, bro.
Yes, sir. I love you too, coach, and I appreciate you too, man. All the hard work we put in, bro, it's paying off.
Yes, sir, man. Stay grinding, man. Go get you some rest. We open up in Dome this weekend, so we leaving tomorrow. So we're gonna turn up too.
For sure. Got y'all. Good luck to y'all, coach.
Man, I love you. Salute. Good night.
Salute. Love you too, coach.
All right, bro.
Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you for having me.